Hi guys, here from Pax Europiana from Georgia. I'm in this beautiful city of Batumi, and it looks like the biggest building here, but it's not. But the casinos, it's the Las Vegas of this town, and there's many of them. Just to give you an impression, here one of the big towers and another and big hotels. It's beautiful old town as well, but here is the real center of political power, and it's two very important institutions which are over there, these two buildings. I shouldn't make photos, they told me, but this is the seat of the federal regional government of Achani. That's, I think, correctly expressed. That's an autonomous republic in kind of a normal, what I say, like Steiermark or Bayern. That's like Bayern, I would say. And opposite is the Federal Court of Georgia, of Old Georgia. And here, very important, this is now for Federal Georgia in Federal Europe. We have already one region, very good, Achana, but the other regions have not the same rights, and that's wrong, because all regions should have the same rights. Hello, Georgia. It's called symmetric and not asymmetric federalism. Asymmetric federalism creates only envy, problems, negative competition, and a lot of centrifugal power dynamics. It is important to have similar rights for all nations and all countries and all republics and all regions. I prefer to call them regions in a federal state. Hello, that's clear? Like Bavaria and Steiermark, I think, like Arizona in the US. Yeah? So we need 9 regions in this country. And then on South Ossetia and this Abkhazia, they can join later after the fall of Putin. It's so logical, like Saxonia and Thuringia. Very good. German unification as role model for Georgia. I think I'm logical. What is also a very good role model, so you have to give the same rights like you have to give this region, because they got some kind of special status to reintegrate. That's a success of Georgia, that they were reintegrated, because they're also far from Russia, so they are close to Turkey. So there was less support from Russia, and so this region is fully part of Georgia. But they have this status, and that's very good, yeah. But this status should be given to all regions, because we believe in power to the regions. Additionally, very good example, in the compromise they got the Federal Constitutional Court of Old Georgia, they got here to Batumi. That's what I have proposed already 20 years ago for Austria, that all of the federal states should get also one of the federal institutions. Why to have everything in Vienna? Why to have everything in Tbilisi? It's quite far away. So they have a wonderful role model here, the federal court already in Batumi. So put something to Kutaisi, like the Ministry of Transport, then you can reach it better. And you can solve your problems with the regional airports and with the access to Europe and with the railways and with the highways, because the guys will be much more interested in doing something for the region. Or, I don't know, all the other regions. I know, of course, Guria now, that I learned, and Kutaisi and Batumi and Tbilisi. Gori I didn't pass because they have the Stalin Museum, and I thought that's not enough to visit. So what we need is basically regional power, federalism. That is the way to unity, and also then to distribute the national institutions to the regional capitals. Let's say the Central Bank of Georgia can sit as well in Kutaisi, yeah? Or in Gori, or the Ministry of, I'm in general in favor of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and of Finance to be in the main city. But for example, I say the Ministry of Defense could be at the front line, the Ministry of Navy in Poti, the Ministry of, let's say, there's many institutions which you can easily distribute, and then you have more cohesion, because you are a federal but a united country. And Georgia is a unitary state. That's very nice. Everybody's state is a unitary state, but it's not naming itself a federal country, and that thing, I think, must change. Yeah? If you want to be fully European and fully successful, it's not only about Europe of the regions, it's also that you create cohesion, convergence, and the feeling that all people, wherever they live, have the same opportunities like the people in the capital, or at least gradually so. Centralism gives only the young, educated, good-looking and rich and land-owning people in the center, in the capital, opportunities. We in Europe, federalism, we believe that you should have competition, power to the regions, all regions, all value of all properties should rise, because they are competing for access to public infrastructure, international investments, domestic investment. They take better care of their land and of their people. They educate them, because they are not just the poor peripheral people who can sit and watching television while the others get rich, but they can really participate as well without moving to the center, which is always the easy way. And then you have half the population in the center, and the rest is watching desperately from the sidelines while the others are driving in Ferrari in Batumi or in Tbilisi. And here, by the way, is already a lot of very rich people. And that's very good. I very much believe in that, but it would be much better if the people in Kutaisi or Gori or in all these poor areas which I was passing through and I showed you on my video, they also have opportunities, and their land is also valuable, and there is also good living and good access and good infrastructure and good IT infrastructure, good internet and everything else good, because then they stay there and they're happy, and the whole country moves forward to a much better level of joint common European prosperity. And then you have a regional development agency which really cares and has competences and money. You have a budget there, and you work on the regional infrastructure, and you work on regional educational centers, and suddenly every village is blossoming. Hello, and then you're in Austria, and you say that's a dream way, because you have a great place, you build casinos for everybody, and all the world should come to casinos in Batumi, and the rest is abject poverty when you go through the countryside. Yeah, that's the Russian way of doing things, or whatever kind of way that is, I don't know, but that's not very effective, because it gives low land value to the periphery and low employment opportunities to the people there, low education in the periphery and in the regions, and that's then leading to high accumulation of capital in very hand of a very few in the center, and that's very bad because that is then leading to a lot of social and centrifugal because the others feel that the rest has a party and they are not participating, and then they are not so happy. So here at this main square of administration of Ajani, that's a very successful role model, but it's not the best way. Yeah? You have to give this right to every region, and you have to have also a federal structure where you have a second chamber like the US Senate, where the regions have a say, and then you have also real federalism, and then you are not at this level of prosperity with 2 nice towns and the rest poor, but you have it everywhere, and that's then the European style of SME development. And suddenly everybody gets much richer, also the rich are richer, but that's nothing bad. We don't want to take it from the rich and eat it. We want everybody having a decent life and to get onwards and upwards in relative fairness and equality, and therefore you need federalism, because that's the essence of federalism, of constitutional rights for everybody, but also economic rights for everybody, and that's we call the European model. And the other model is just happening in Russia. You can go there, only the brutal are successful and they take it all and the regions can disappear and who is not agreeing will be killed or will be attacked. Yeah? And that's the Russian way of doing things. So federalism in Russia is very different term than federalism in Europe. And I want to do this video to say these things here at this historic achievement of creating unity by constitutional court being in Batumi, in that region, having autonomous status for that region. Both very good, but do more of it and do it on a symmetric basis, and then you will be much more successful with or without the European Union, because that's a way for prosperity, I guarantee you. Thanks a lot. That's my last video for today. More to come from Pax Europiana, but I think from Kutaisi, if I make all my logistic nightmare tomorrow, and then from Vienna back again. It was a pleasure to be here in this beautiful town, and I will update you on my audio podcast about my findings and my results, and I will keep you posted in the coming weeks. I have learned a lot about Georgia and I'm very happy about it. Thanks a lot. More to come from Pax Europiana. Bye.